Hello and welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a gold Hecarim versus a gold Ekko. Now this Hecarim player, silver, since they started playing, first season, just reached gold this week, playing Ivan, obviously very strong at the moment, but also a little bit of Hecarim. Now Hecarim is obviously spoken about by me and many as just too damn simple for what he provides. He provides a lot for being an easy champion, makes him drill worthy, and you can get away with a lot, which is true. But at the same time, if you are a gold jungler playing Hecarim, you still have to do the correct things to make it work. Whether you're doing the assassin build, which is obviously the de facto I recommend, a bit more skill for your positioning, or you're doing the kind of more fightery Trinity Force things. We'll talk about that as we get later into the game, but my point is, this player, as he starts blue, has to smite because of the Tom Kench, almost stealing it actually. There you go, watch this. I don't think we need to worry about it, we can ping him off, but if you think that someone is AFK, auto-attacking, might steal your stuff, you just smited at 600, carry on about your day, you can always handle missed time smiting your full clear, hopefully. Now, we have here the Sivir in the bottom lane with the splash shot that looks like it's from 2009. It's updated, but it looks really old school and terrible. So this Hecarim player, yes, he reaches gold first time. Does it with Hecarim, does it with Ivan as well. Build versatility is there, but I think that's a lot of experimentation and kind of figuring out, hey, what fuses with my playstyle. But gets a 10.0 on op.gg for this game. And so I wanted to show to you what this player can do as they reach gold, as you hit gold and you want to climb to platinum. If you're silver and you're kind of thinking, what do I need to do to get to this level? Who do I have to beat? This is a great game to showcase this to you. Now the Ekko is going to be full clearing all the way down, it looks like, and the Hecarim full clearing all the way up. And on the note of knowing what to do for different MMRs in order to climb, and just to quickly announce, all the courses are now available via a membership package, so you can get the gold membership, which gives you every course to get you to gold. You can get the diamond membership, which gives you every course to get you to diamond. The tried membership, which includes a diamond course plus a whole bunch of coaching. And all tiers have huge amounts of free benefits that I'm giving forward to the community, which I'm calling the Jungle Club. So if you've always wanted a course and they're a little bit too expensive, or perhaps you weren't entirely sure, now you can get a whole bunch of them for a fraction of the price and join a community filled with high elo, free coaching, the extra symposiums, competitions, one-on-one sparring, whatever the hell you can imagine. We're going to make this place the go-to for jungle learning and improvement. So head to Virkayu.gg to join the Jungle Club today. Now I also speak a lot, thank you for watching that by the way, about cutting your full clear short just to create impact. And I always provide a challenge to people. If you're noticing your MMRs, the lanes are straight up inting and dying a lot and you feel like you're farming, you can't get things going, force yourself, no matter what champion you're playing, to do a 3-camp gank. Even as Hecarim, right? Lemon, challenger since season 6, Korean, top 10 capable, Hecarim one trick. Has always built conservatively, more tanky, more fightery, but Korea always does that anyway, you know what I mean? And the guy's been challenger since season 6, season 7 on Hecarim, right? Guy is super good. What he does is freaky. He will honestly go through these periods where he does blue grub wolves, just ganks the mid lane. Now, because the Ekko started topside and is going down, knows he has this fallback, so there's no real stress to beat a guy to a full clear. Because these camps are now available to him, the enemy jungler's on the other side. He's got the top scuttle, he can gank the top lane. You see the logic? So when you start here and you see that the Yorick leashes the Ekko, you know that that's a possibility for you. You also know that if you started on the red side perhaps here, as you normally would, and you see the Ekko do this, well, could I 3-camp and maybe just gank the bottom lane and fall back to my blue side? Sure, the Ekko would now be able to shadow, but I just created the prior for my bottom lane. That isn't as clear cut because now we're on the same side. And so typically in those situations, it's better to full clear faster and set yourself up for the counter gank or the priority gank. However, it's good to think about those things, right? I'm starting on this side of the map and I want to go into full sequence, but if they start opposite, so we'll be on the opposite side, well, there's no real risk to me ganking the mid lane and going through, right? So those kinds of things are really strong. So obviously a little slower on the clear here. We have the Malphite smacking away at the Yorick. We can just let them be. Scuttle crab for us. Fizz uses prior to ward this. You all know what I think about this. What does this do for us? Nothing. Because the Ekko can flank from around the wall like this. The Ekko can flank from this way here. We lose a lot of pressure. See this gap? You see it? There you do, right? A jungler who is smart and who listens to a lot of my content on this, I talk about it all the time, you need to hug the walls. This ward isn't going to do anything, right? If you move it a little bit around, it does give you a bit more vision like he's done there, but still not necessarily something you're thinking about. So the Hecarim, how do we get a 10.0 in op.gg as we climb to gold and smurf on gold players? We full clear, we do the scuttle, we look mid lane. Why? Because we know the enemy jungle is going to full clear down, do the scuttle, and go mid lane. So what we're going to do is prime ourselves for a gank here, but Anivia goes into the wave to get the stun, to stop and thwart that gank. Honestly, that's okay. You know, no flashes were burned other than the ignite from the fizz, but we're relaxed, right? No ghost was burned. Like, it's not ideal, but we still stopped it. If you don't show up here, maybe you just do the scuttle, go back to base, right? You're going to be compromised. So that's why I always advise, full clear, do your scuttle. If the enemy jungle full clear did the scuttle as well, because obviously gave us that vision, then sit your ass in the bush right there and wait, observe, give it 10 seconds, go back to base, right? Because there's no real stress for you. You can go back to base now. Now you can go straight down and gank this. Ekko, obviously, in the meantime, has decided not to base. Knows Hecarim is going from, he should be able to, almost. Red buff, almost. That's where you chug your potions. Hecarim sees this now and says, right, instead of full sequencing, maybe I should go for the gank. And then sees the wave, sees the fact that Sivir is super low, Misfortune's full HP, Milio is full HP as well. I'll just hold the wave. There we go, that's absolutely fine. Perfect. Passive, slow, relaxed. Now, the most important thing about this game that I'm showing you, and we always talk about Fiesta's aggression, a lot of kills, ganking, KP. What happens if there's just no ganking opportunities? What happens, no matter what jungler you are, if the game is just quiet, right? If the game just isn't taking off. And that's what happens in this game. We don't get a full kill, our first kill for a little bit. And I have it coaching sessions, even in Silver, where we kind of doing the live coaching, or even for the games where I found for the courses, and you're kind of thinking, okay, kill's gonna happen soon. It just doesn't. And the problem with lower elo junglers, this is true for gold too, gold as well, they just struggle to get econ in those moments, right? Look, no ganks or kills here. Ekko feels desperate, so he goes down and forces the gank here. Sure, he's a bit unlucky not to get the kill. It was a worthy attempt to get there before the Hecarim shows up. You know, that's all well and good, but a lot of the time they overforce it, and they'll do it without thinking that the Hecarim's coming down, right? And so the Hecarim will just clean it up. And that's what happens a lot. So this case was better executed, the time was better, but still, I'm not entirely sure this Ekko was thinking about those things, you know what I mean? Like, if you are thinking about those things, good on you, good job, pat yourself on the back. Now, the Ekko, because of this, is distracted by the candy of his own jungle. This is spawn, this is spawn, this is spawn, this is spawn. So instead of thinking about, hey, I'm going to do another sequence, and you know the Hecarim took this wave here, and I go boom, 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 boom. I was going to say like a train schedule, but we all know basically that just doesn't work at all, ever. That's why we like cars. So basically, he's going for the wolves to the grump. Now, why would he go for the wolves to the grump? Right? Well, think about this. If we know the Hecarim's going to be full sequencing up, I'm doing this because I can maybe gank this sucker right here before the Hecarim shows up. But then would it not be better to go straight out of base and try and gank this first before we do the wolf camp? Right? Because we see the Hecarim here, we see the Malphite, right, come back up. So we presuppose that this guy put a deep vision. This is important. That isn't noticed. Look, watch. You're thinking, right, Hecarim held the wave. Hecarim's going to go farming. I'm leaving the base here. Aha. 27. Yes, he's going down to ward. He's going back to base. No, he's going to ward. Right, yeah, he's going to ward. But he hasn't shown up again. Whew. 30, 12 seconds, 13 seconds, this guy was gone. 99%. It's a ward right here. So you know, if you want to go and gank this lane, now you can't go through this way. You have to go this way, right? But you can do it. You can do it. You have the brains. You can see this. You can cut through. Why is it important? Because the guy's halfway to level 6. He should be closer to 6, but as we all know, wave management, TP management for laners in this elo, even though if it's meant to be 530 that they get 6, it's just not going to happen. But I would love to gank this lane pre-6. Get Yorick 6 first so he gets Maiden and he doesn't have to be Maidenless. And Rock Solid gets to be mushy clay instead. And it also still cuts off the Hecarim, and then we can fall back to our camps here. Sure, we'd be seen, but the Hecarim, while he could do an invade, be kind of stupid as he shows at mid lane. We'll address that in a second. But we'd have the Yorick for rotations. We'd have the Anivia for rotations. So who knows how that would play out decision-making wise, but I like the idea from the Ekko's perspective to get ahead for the gank. Now, the Hecarim in the meantime should kind of know this, but kind of trust this ward and also trust that, yes, despite everything you said, Virkayu, it's a gold jungler, so he's not going to do that. Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. So we scan as we approach. Again, absolutely stupid. We're trying to pre-6 gank the Anivia now. We do burn the flash. You know what? We'll take that. That's okay. I'm fine with that because, again, she will ding 6. She has a passive. She's going to hit 6 right now. The problem is, with this place, now we're forced to go up to the Krugs, and we showed I do prefer really just focusing on my sequence there. Why? Because the scanning is pointless, okay? Absolutely pointless. If you're just going to run at someone and gank them, you're not going to stop to scan. So do the gank and scan as you leave. Because if the wave is pushed up enough where you can just walk in and show and you don't have to scan, then there's no real reason to press the button until you're leaving where you can clear the ward after you've decompressed the wave. But mostly, if she has flash up and she has passive up, this is not going to be a kill. Yeah? Not going to be a kill if Fizz isn't 6. It's a waste of time in that sense. Like, burning the flash is great. Great for Fizz. But she still is passive. Right? Ekko's in the area most likely. Guys sequencing top to bottom. I like the idea of finishing the Krugs and looping around here to shadow the Ekko potentially ganking this, and then translating it to gank in the mid lane. Even if she is 6, it's not going to matter as much. You'll still be able to burst the passive, hopefully. Or, I'm sorry, the flash, not the passive. So the Ekko now walks through this, goes a long way for this lane gank here. Hecarim's a little late for it. Let's see if we get a kill finally. Mind Games doesn't even think about it. We saw the Ekko, doesn't even think about it. The Ekko will probably fall back down to his blue unless he wants to invest a lot of time into this lane gank. Why? Because he knows Hecarim going to be going up. He knows if he's tracking the CS, once Hecarim leaves bottom lane, whatever his CS is from taking the CS, let's just say it's 31, he's going to get 35, 39, he's going to get himself a nice 43, show here and go up. So we know that he only added 12 CS from when he last showed on the bottom side, right? He last showed here, he added 12 CS by the time he's here, ganking mid lane. I know his Krugs are available. I know that this guy's not pushing up with 6, and he's going to maybe try and gank this, so I should position myself with the counter gank. Now, I don't know at all if the Ekko's going to stay here, so let's see. Hecarim is pretty close to 6 himself. That's a fat wave with a big fat ghoul running at the Malphite here. Okay, if he's going to back off, we can just leave. But again, here the question is it warded from the Yorick? Now, he's been pushed in, so it's highly unlikely. Let's press the button to see. Shall we see, or shall we wait? Okay, let's wait. Here we go. We're investing time. We don't quite get 6. Yorick does hit 7. Malphite has his own ult. We're going to get that E-Force to flash that direction. We will summon some more ghouls plus a maiden, but are we able to get the kill here from the Malphite? Come on, one more stab, baby. One more stab. Nicely done. Good disengage. The Ekko did not see it through. Went down to the blue side. And that's the danger of the Ekko making this play like this, right? You do the gank before you get the pre-6 gank, you win the lane, you shove the lane, you fall back to your blue side, now you can go to the bottom side. While the Hecarim is full clearing and has nothing to do up here, maybe has to hold, we can use that tempo on the bottom side. The Hecarim, though, being someone who just got gold. Nice, yeah. Now, could we have Shadowed and Fog of War to be closer proximity to the minions to get 6? Yes. Yes, but then your angle of approach is slightly different, but you do have your R. However, I wouldn't want to use my ultimate in this situation, I want to use it on the bottom line. So now we look at this clicking, we're like, okay, level 6, we've got Ionian, we've got some Gus Walkers, we've got some long swords, plus a Tear of the Goddess, or Ezreal's item, historically. But instead of looking for the dive, we go for the blue buff. I think in this particular case, it'd be prudent to go for the Scuttle Crab and then hit this sucker right here over here. Why? Because we took the prerogative of ganking this, while the Ekko clearly didn't stick around and shop, so the Ekko most likely is going down to this side. Just want to see what's going on. That's it. It's just an outside-in roll into a bit of a flex here, looking at this bottom lane to shadow it up a bit, because their bottom lane obviously going to go back to base, but I'm a little concerned about the Ekko showing up, and again, I haven't seen this game. Look, he's just walking straight through. It's just the alarm bells in your mind of tracking the jungler, right? I play this all in real time. I have no idea what happens at all. I just pick games, and I review them, because it gives me fresh stuff. So the Hecarim doesn't do what I would normally coach people to do in the courses and the nice private Discord, the Virkayu Jungle Club, I can just say. But he does finish the blue, he reacts and rotates, he ults absolutely nothing, forces a flash, that's a little bit of a mechanical tragedy. I did say he mains Ivern, so mechanics are probably not this, well, he mains Ivern and Hecarim, so the mechanics are definitely not going to be good. Why did she walk back in? Why did Misfortune go up? You don't question these things, you say, Kamshamnida, and then you go about your way, right? Well, that was weirdly pronounced, but Korean for thank you. It's been a while since I actually said it. Anyway, good shove, good disengage, good Tom Kent, that's why we all hate that champion. So, Kamshamnida, right? Something like that. Dankeschön, merci, and off we go to the mid lane as well. See, now the flash we did burn here, I like this. I'll unpack this in a second. I know my mind's going 2,000 feet a second in honor of American Independence Day. I will use your freedom units. And this one time, but also because he has a lot of feet. You got that, right? You got the pun wasn't... Okay. Hopefully. Now we can go straight into the objective. Finally, the game has just exploded open. Patient, good farming, good sequencing, a little bit of proactive ganking, good wave hold. Nice, right? Very, very nice. We all enjoy this. And of course, the most important thing about this mid lane gank that people are not paying attention to, I think, a little bit, is that she no longer has the wings over her 8, the health bar, which means she has no passive. So even if your Fizz didn't ping it, you would now see it, and then we can, of course, abuse it. Anyway, we don't worry about too much of what's going on in the enemy jungler's mind at this stage. We do know that most likely, given it's kind of still just a little bit close to silver, I would think he's going for his red plus Krugs. I might think they try and contest this dragon, which would be stupid. There we go. Probably did his red, is contesting it. Goes over the wall, good smite. Turbo sprint, Astra run away. Bottom lane shows up going back freshly from base. Tahm Kench obviously has 1400 in pocket helping us. Now he has to go back to base. So the Sivir knows that the Tahm Kench helped you. Tahm Kench will now have to base. He's going to be 2v1 for a little bit. It's on the Yorick to gank the Fizz as Ekko's here too. Okay? It's on the Hecarim to pay attention to this wave right now. Okay? Just keep an eye on the bottom lane. Can I help the Sivir? Can I shadow the scenario? And of course, if the top laner ganks the mid lane, rotate immediately. I like this. I like what he's thinking. You know, mechanically, we're a little stagnant. We're sticky. The clear wasn't amazing. You know, the alt bottom lane is not a mechanical thing. It's a decision-making thing. But there you go. See, now here, push this out. Push this out. Why? Because Ekko showed up here. Try to contest this here. 99 fall back to this because this is up. And he's going to be going to this, and Fizz is low. So the Ekko should get a kill here. Let's see if he can. That was just too fluid. You see? So that's why you want to hang around. Like, I know it's a fat wave, and Fizz could just leave, but it's gold, right? So just absorb and share the experience and shove for the denial on the Anivia, and the Fizz gets to go back to base safe. And even if Fizz gets killed here, you can ping him off. You can ping the Ekko saying, hey, look, Ekko's down here. Back away a little bit. You know, and that communication is important. And as I said, if you listen to a Challenger game, and I mute the pings, obviously, right? But if you kept the pings unmuted, and you watched the coaching video on this channel, and went to the gameplay channel and watched the high elo stuff, you'd notice the difference in pings all the time. Ping, 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 ping. That communication is so important for junglers and supports to let everyone else know what's going on, because they have to focus on things, right? Like, they're not like us, and I don't like that we're going for this. I know that this is available. I can see that you're kind of thinking, right, like I'm sequencing bottom to top, I need to take my camps. I see it, right? And our ult isn't up yet at all. But I don't like that we kind of straight up went for that. Now, in my mind, you could obviously, you know the Ekko's not going to go for this, but I foresee him coming to the top side now. Like, that's what I would expect him to do, based upon the fact that he showed up in the mid lane, he got that extra kill now. He can go spend his gold, he can come up here, this objective is on the map, and we're not thinking about this Herald at all, which bugs me a little bit. Because I would kind of think, look, this camp is an ISO, it's by itself, but it's for good reasons. We don't want to leave the wolf camp for no reason, but it's a good reason, right? Rotated, got a kill. Helped out because Tahm Kench was base. Helped our team. It's wonderful, right? Shove, just leave. Now you can take your shit. Oh, see the pings? See the pings? See the pings? See the pings? You see them on the minimap? It's really small. Here there's a ping on the red and there's a ping on the blue. From the Ekko, who has no idea where the Hecarim is. He has no idea. Why? Because the Hecarim yanked the mid lane, went up. Now, did he stay out to do his red side, go back to base, and then go down? Wait a second. He showed mid lane, so that can't be the case. Exactly. So the Hecarim goes up here. We'd press tab as were the Ekko. Like, if we want to do it with a visual example, which is probably a little bit better here in this particular case, you know, you see the Hecarim leave mid lane with 68 CS. Gallop, my son. Gallop. Gallop. Here we go. Now, as Ekko, you press tab, you say, oh, he added items when I pressed tab to his inventory, and he went up +4. So he did the wolf camp. There you go. So where's he going next, my friends? Also, when you watch him here, watch this. Where's he going, my friends? Yeah. So you didn't need to press tab, you just had to use your F keys. And if you use both, you're in his head. So you know the Hecarim at this particular stage, because of this beautiful control ward, which is stupid, I hate it, but it's there, is going up here. Now, is he going to come through this direction here? Is he going to want to do this? The Ekko has no control. The Hecarim has all the control in the world. Basically, he could just go and scan up a little bit, don't really need to, and start up the Herald. Now, the downside is that Nivea should have Prio, and the vision here, while I do say it is stupid, does let everyone know that he's on it. Ekko's going to collapse, and Nivea's going to collapse. Do we see this, and do we respond appropriately? Fizz, we're pinging for help, But well, that Ekko W is not so good. He's down 2 levels up. He's literally down 2 levels. We have top prio. Mid can follow. Yorick cannot. 3v2 now. Good reposition. Ult is available. E is available. Ghost is available. We don't quite... Did we get it? Doesn't actually tell me. No, we didn't. Why is there no announcement, a global announcement for the Herald? Because you basically have to look and see who gets the gold, and I'm looking at other things. Yeah. Should be easy to note. Now the Anivia's just going to leave. I don't think we have to wait. I think we can go straight for the blue. Like, we know his blue's up. Go take it. Either way. Everything was available. We could probably have gone in sooner to make sure we got the Herald and the kill, but that's fine. I like it, though. You're seeing what allows a farming jungler just control. If you played patiently and intelligently, 4-0-2, 6 out of 9, we got ourselves a dragon. We maybe could have coin flipped that Herald, and you know, his idea was good. I don't like that we went for this just to cut this. I feel like we could have done this a little sooner, and maybe preemptively ganked some lanes to fall back to this nicely. Maybe invaded the Ekko and just killed them, and then fallen back to the Herald. It's a wish-wash, right? Because we have no idea what would have happened in those scenarios. But now we have the Duskblade. This is why I like this item, because now you should snowball. See, in Korea, their most bought item is still Divine Sundra. You're snowballing now. Your snowballing capability on Hecarim with Divine Sundra at this stage is completely shit in comparison to this in Trinity Force. So obviously the lead you have is not going to be as good. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like, look at this. He's just being shilling, right? Just shoves them off because of this damage. Extra 177 right there. It's huge. Lethality, Eclipse, Duskblade is huge. Now, we do know that the Ekko is okay. Can we go in? Like, he's a little too slow for this. Yeah. Like, that's silly, right? The wave's about to crash, so we either go in with the Fizz together and get the kill and get out, or we wait for the wave to crash, and then we go in so we don't have to, you know, die. But regardless, as I say always in these videos, we do have a little bit of fun sometimes at the expense of the players, but I'm still happy when I see good behaviors, right? This was a good behavior. I see my Fizz roaming, I see a low HP bottom lane, I want to go and do stuff. I like it. We pushed them off, we stuck around, we could do the Krugs and wait for the wave to crash and clean them up this way. A lot of things we could have done there to not die. And then obviously you can fall back and take this, take this. This should all be available in a little bit. Well, that one, you know, you can see where you can fall back to these things. Now, I don't like, obviously, doing one camp and then rotating to these things. I think we should try and look for the play before we do the one camp. But it's okay to do the Grump in ISO if you're waiting for the lane to show up or you're waiting to see how things develop. And then we can react afterwards. But that's twice it's happened, so I'm just kind of throwing it out. I do like the reaction that he's had, though. You know, he's not bogged down by immense sequencing blindness. Early smite from the Ekko. See, I don't like the Ekko's just doing silver tendencies here. Like, why are we, you know, without ultimate? We have flash, obviously, and we will have our E up again in a second. You know, I don't know why we're coin flipping these dragons. Doesn't make any sense. Like, just take other camps. Go counter jungle and dive. Like, if you are losing versus the enemy jungle 1v1 and on that side of the map, why would you just, why, right? You don't gain anything, as he does actually get a kill in the Fizz. So, as I said, I'm not a huge fan of junglers who play Hecarim in these elos and kind of just AFK sequence blindly. I like the way he's had his eyes up and looking to make plays, right? Like, if you get 8 CS per minute and 70% KP, it's better than 9 CS per minute and 50% KP. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to over-prioritize farm. And I will do something about this, I think, on the main channel soon. Had a nice game the other night. Drank a bit of whiskey. Logged on a Smurf. Got a Smurf against me. 75% win rate, Karthus, whatever. And, yeah, I was Zyra and he didn't have fun. He was just over farming. And he was really easy to read, and I just took away one whole section where I knew I could just control it without him invading and dealing with me. And he was just too focused on farm. We ended up winning because of it. And that happens quite a lot with these kinds of junglers. So I'm really happy to see this Hecarim has high CSPM. Smart pathing, smart farming, but also hasn't ignored the ganks. Has had good ganking focus. Holding the waves, getting the objectives. Perfect? No. Solid? Hell yeah. Something that could get into platinum with this? With a bit more decisiveness? Yes. Definitely those Herald moments, like we want to snack that Herald up before the Ekko shows up. We want to push the Ekko off the map before we do the Herald. You know, you remove the coin flip, right? You don't want the coin flip. And from the Ekko's perspective, This was maximum tragedy in his brain, of course. I don't know why you coin flipping 2 dragons. You could do 3 camps, and the time someone does a dragon, and catch up a little bit. And if they go and gank in the bottom lane, then you could just counter jungle them. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of opportunities for the Ekko to do things, while the Hecarim is busy winning the game. To stifle the snowball, and just keep yourself in touching distance for one great play. As Ekko, that's very important as well. Now we move into his jungle to have a look. A little bit of a blind trust counter jungle, but you know, you would not be blamed for not exactly knowing where the Ekko is at this particular stage. Once you get into the mid-game, things change. Trickster! Wonderful ability. Now everyone's grouped up 5-man, ARA mid. It's not an NA game, it's an EU West game. Majority of the videos here are EU West just because it's easy to get replays when you have the account, and I am EU West. I don't know why I have to explain that. Now, let's see, what do we have at this particular stage? 7.5k gold versus 5.8. The Ekko definitely had windows to do stuff against the Hecarim. Like, you can always do things to mitigate Hecarim. But his mid-game farming tempo, late-game farming tempo ramps up so quickly. His ability with this build to just completely take someone like a Rengar while it's split pushing way faster than a Rengar and then rotating back because it's in his movement speed. It's insane. Right? So Hecarim will always come online. The question is, can you stifle and delay it long enough, get your laners ahead far enough that you can actually deal with it pretty easily as a unit, right? But one-on-one, a good Hecarim will always be able to get this kind of lead. The champion is super strong, super easy to pilot. And when people say, but I am building Assassin Hecarim, this is not easy. Yeah, that was so tough. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's so, oh wow, that was difficult, man. Oh no, I'm so squishy. Oh no, I died. Wow, guys. I'm so, like, this is so different. No, cut all that shit out for a second. Cut it all out and look at it intelligently. Oh, look, someone's out of position, right? Here we go. What's the damage? What's the damage? Disgusting. Oh, look, they're all grouped up. I'm going to ult him with the Malphite ult together. Nice kill. Can we kill the next target? No, what does he do? He chases too. Yes, you are squishy with this build. Yes, you will die quickly if you cannot get onto them. Yes, you can be kited to a certain degree when you have no spells. You do have Ghost here. He activates, it goes for the smite. Says, yeah! And now he's like, whoa, wait a second, I'm gonna die. And now we have Papercraft and Nivea showing up, and he's out of position, right? And he's gonna die. Now most Hecarim players, let's get it right there, most Hecarim players come from a time of Divine Sunder spamming and Chem Tank and all that stuff that makes you do unholy damage while being unholy unkillable. Now, if you want to solo climb and solo queue, this is the best build, but you gotta know how to play like an assassin. You've gotta know when to pick your moments and when to just disengage. We got the 2 kills, we shoved them out, take the blue and fall back to the Herald. Or just go mid lane and shove the hell out of this, and then fall back to the Herald. But it's 19 minutes, so you probably just want to do the Herald quickly, and then join the mid lane. Don't overchase. Look at it from a Kha'Zix, an Evelynn, a Rengar, any assassin in the game of Talon. Once you go in, blow your load, you see Rengar just walking after a Misfortune and Emilio into an Nivea with no bushes? Would you ever see this? And if you did, what would you say? Oh, that was dumb. Well, exactly right. This was dumb too. Right? You're not a tanky Hecarim, you're an assassin. And so don't confuse the simplicity of the champion with knowing how to play an assassin, because those are not the same thing. One is a game mechanic, and one is a champion mechanic. The champion mechanics are easy. Really, really easy. The game mechanic changes based upon your build, which provides him diversity, which is why people like playing him. Need to be a bit more tanky, you can do that. Need to do a Divine Sunder build, Trinity Force build, you can do that. Need to be a full-on assassin for your squad, you can do that too. You just gotta know when to pick your moments. You gotta learn how to teamfight as an assassin, which on my main channel, shit tons of videos on, right? Once you've blown your load, and you have no cooldowns, you don't chase. You have to wait for your cooldowns to come up before you go back in again and find the better angle. And that's the critical lesson I'm gonna give to you Hecarim players when you think, why is he recommending Duskblade? Because on Korea, they rush Divine Sunder and the win rate is terrible, and they think Hecarim is hard and difficult, and you know, everyone's coordinated and I can't go in. Then assassins would never work, would they? Which, of course, have diminishing returns and higher elo, of course. I do realize there is a drop-off with Hecarim, no question. No question, I do understand that. But we're not in higher elo, we're in gold. So, you know what I mean? Just kind of wanted to address a lot of that. And on E-West, the best win rate is Duskblade. I know Eclipse is also a great option too. And I know Trinity Force is based. If you prefer fighter style, like if you prefer to do what you did here and still get cleanup and still be able to chase a little bit and be a bit more in the fight rather than assassin style, go Trinity Force, right? Go Wolves Grump Blue just to keep that sequencing quick, because once you're in the mid game here, and you have like 2 top, and you got here your ADC dying, and Ekko's obviously coming online a little bit. 2-4-1. As much as he's going to come online, here we go. Yeah, that was so difficult, man. Wow. That was tough. See, this is what you want to do with this build. Boom, numbers advantage. Cool, ADC's dead, don't care. Kill the jungler, take the objective. No objective, move and take his red. No, kill this person too, shove the wave, shove the wave. Fast plays, quick pick gameplay. You know, yeah, you're going to be in AoE team fights, but you're not the same team AoE team fight god. You're playing with a Malphite here. You two all together, you will win. Oh look, someone's out of position again. Can we just do a little bit of this? Obviously, be careful. The Ekko is respawned. The Yorick's in the area. Yorick kind of baits his own team. The ghouls will feast on your soul. That's not a lot of damage. Those are some of the weakest ghouls I've ever seen. This Yorick does not feed them oats in the morning. I can guarantee you that much. Ekko shows up again out of base. As I said, he would respawn, and now we're overcommitting just a little bit. He apparently does no damage for an Ekko. Nivea's closing on the top side. Plant is hit, and now we disengage. You see the damage. So you're not a frontliner, you're an assassin. Gotta play it accordingly. Get vision down to see, this is where you're seeing a little bit of the gold stuff. Push the waves, please. Push the wave, please. Let's go. There we go, come on. Cool. Yeah, push the wave, there we go. Ekko goes down, okay. Hover, 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 they're all going bot lane. Hover, shadow, hover, shadow. Ekko's going bot lane. Push this now, right? No reason to go back here. No reason at all to go back here. We should be pushing mid lane, getting that turret very, very easily, and Nivea's respawning. Fizz is pushing this, you push this, you take this, you cut up, you take this, you take this, you push with this with the Fizz. Right? Worst thing you can possibly do in this particular case is go back to your camps. And this is why you will lose games in gold. And in silver. Because this should be dead, this should be taken, this should be taken, now this should be dead. You're going back to base with the Fizz. They have nothing else to do other than to go back to base here. You group up, and you go and do this. GG. I don't know what this is. It's my latest thing this week. We're gonna go with it. So yeah, a little bit of a messy decision making there, which does cost people in gold. He's not the only one, but he does get a 10 on OP.GG because his farm is good, his CSPM is good, he shut down the enemy jungler. AP is good. Gold income is good, and you will note he has gone for the Serpent's Fang, so it's not like he went straight up for the... I like this, go, 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 go. Yeah, I like just pulling the trigger on it, honestly. Pull the trigger, start it up, and if they shove, you just... turn. But I do understand that maybe in gold you want to be a bit more prudent because your team aren't going to follow you, so maybe I'm being too presumptuous. And of course we do see that, so this is what Assassin Hecarim wants. Let's go. Yes. Yeah. Damn guys, that was difficult. If this guy, who's been silver his whole life, just gets gold playing Hecarim and Ivern and can play Assassin Hecarim like this, if you're a Hecarim main and you're saying you can't do it, stop coping. Just learn to play like an assassin, learn to play differently, learn to go for these picks and assassinos, and then fall back to the Baron. Nice play, actually. I definitely got ahead of myself, because I think it's free, because it is. But at the same time, people are not going to join you, they're going to look for kills, so now you get the kills, now you can lead them. Malphite does commit the TP here, which is a little bit silly. I get it, but, you know. Other Yorick, slap, slap, rock solid, slap. Have you all seen, now I know most of you are newer players, but go to YouTube and Google, you're out of position, Ekko. Google Malphite sex call. Yeah, do that. Part of League meme history. It must be known, it must be seen. Damn. It's not good Ekko jungling. I just had a huge mini bootcamp session with someone wanting to learn Ekko, and he's flamerizing people getting 2 pentakills now. So the Ekko juice, as you probably would have realized, is pretty fresh in my mind from that bootcamp. Hello! What are you complaining about? Who's complaining and saying this build is shit? Now, do we really want to be on this versus BC or something a bit, maybe a Shojin if you're feeling spicy? Echo Shield, sure. Milio, I guess. I don't have an issue with it per se, I just don't know if it's gonna, like, you would still do enough damage with Shojin and rotations, right? Like, Liver's just good. always. As a default, that's what you should be going. Don't think it matters. I think you snowballed so much it doesn't matter, but yeah. This is what it looks like, guys. This is what it looks like. That's why when you're the Hecarim here, you're doing this. Why? Sure, you could be here with your team, but the Dragon's going to spawn for Soul. Your ADC's not in the picture. Your camp sync with the ADC. Now the York's going to push. You two can go and kill this guy in the mid lane. They're going to push this a little bit. That's part of having a winning team. And yeah, you could just join them and end the game, but I get it, right? You get it. So there's no real, you know, it's not wrong, as it were, but you could just end the game, but they FF and give up. So huge gold coaching game. Absolutely total covered, I think. And also a lot of discussion over what you should think about from a farming jungle perspective, activity. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you guys like the Jungle Club idea, and I will see a whole bunch of you there tonight, tomorrow. We'll start all the content officially in about a week or two, but there's already jungle detail uploaded. Coaching VOD library is going to be transported over this week, so thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.